everyone. My name is Nick Micheletti with Heartland National Life Insurance Company, the Director of Operations over here. Today's presentation, we're going to talk about cross-selling hospital indemnity plans with your Medicare Advantage plans in those clients. It's a really important plan to make sure that you're presenting to your clients and at least let them make that educated decision on whether or not they want to apply for that coverage or choose, in fact, not to take that. One thing that Luis and myself had worked on and talked about yesterday was a declination letter. We're going to give these out to all of our agents, but basically what it does is it shows your client that they are signing, in fact, a declination letter of applying for that hospital indemnity plan coverage. And we know that clients don't like to sign those declination letters. And then again, as the agent, it just reinforces your good stewardness by showing them that product and then actually having them decline that coverage. So an example would be you've enrolled your client on a Medicare Advantage plan, and 3 months into that plan, something happens to them, they slip, they fall off a ladder, they're hospitalized, and they're in the hospital for 3 days. They've got an ambulance copay, an emergency room copay, and then 3 copays for being in the hospital for those 3 days. So maybe they get an invoice that's $1,500. Now, you're going to be that agent on the other end where they're going to call you and say, hey, you know, I just received this invoice for $1,500 due to my hospitalization. What's with it? And you as the agent, you'll say, hey, actually, you know, you took out that Heartland National Hospital Indemnity plan, so let's go ahead and help you file that claim, and we're going to get this money all returned to you. Or you're going to be the agent that has that declination letter, and you can show it back to your client. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. or Mrs. Jones, you know, when we talked about your Medicare Advantage plan and we enrolled you into that plan, we also showed you the importance of a hospital indemnity plan, and you declined that coverage. So either you're going to be the agent that's a hero, or the agent that is a zero if you hadn't showed that plan to your client. So that's the importance of cross-selling these plans to help fill the gaps of Medicare Advantage plans. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's presentation. The next screen that I have up here just shows your contact information. We're going to be there for you when you need us, whether it's up front in training and getting you contracted and appointed, or whether it's later down the road when you have a claim issue that may arise, or you got a claim in process, or any questions that you may have. So this next screen just shows all that contact information for you. Feel free to take a picture of that. I will be sending this presentation back to Luis and team after the call as well, so you'll have it handy when you need it. Today's topics, we're going to give you just a brief introduction into Heartland National Life Insurance Company, who we are and where we're going. Then we're actually going to talk about building the hospital indemnity plan. What I find when I'm working with agents all over the country is that a lot of agents know they should be packaging the hospital indemnity plan, but they just haven't made that first step. They don't know how to take that first step. So what I want to do is take that concept and put it into action for you and actually build a plan around a Medicare Advantage plan to help you guys feel comfortable presenting that product and how to package that product when you're working with your clients. Then we'll take a deep dive into the benefits, touch briefly on why this product is important for consumers and agents, and then all of our resources are going to be located at www.heartlandagent.com. That's where you'll find our quoting tool, e-application, brochure, and supplies. So Heartland National Life Insurance Company is located in Blue Springs, Missouri. We're about 20 miles east of Kansas City. Go Chiefs, if anybody watched the game over the weekend. Our administrative office is in Salt Lake City, Utah. That handles all of our commission payments, policy issuance, premium collection. So all of our administration is done out in Salt Lake City, Utah. We specialize in senior market products. We've had a Medicare supplement plan available for a number of years. We just launched 10 new Medicare supplement states in 2019. So if you're an agent on the phone that's interested or has been selling Medicare supplements, please do, in fact, look us up. We may have a product that's competitive in your area. We had a cancer plan that was available for a number of years as well. We just closed that block, and we're working with our actuaries now on developing a new lump sum cancer plan. So you'll be able to see that hopefully come out in fourth quarter of 2020. We're licensed in 36 states, so we've got a really nice national footprint across the country. And then in terms of new developments, we have an expedited commission payment process, which applies for the Med Sup and the hospital indemnity plan. And basically what that means is when you send that application to us, it's simplified issue, of course, so your clients already know whether or not they're eligible for the plan. But when you send that application to us, once we process it and issue the policy, we pay commissions. So that's really important because we know it's important to pay our agents timely and pay them quickly. So we've got that expedited commission process in place. We also understand technology is very important, so we've got a very easy to use quoting tool and e-application for both our hospital indemnity plan and our Medicare supplement plan. So at the end of the presentation, I'll advise on everyone on where they can find that quoting tool and e-application so you can actually log into your portal and maybe run some quotes ahead of time before going out in the field. I would advise all of our agents who've not been selling this product to go ahead and log into their agent portal, pull up that quoting tool, run some different quotes, some different scenarios, see where that price point lands. That way you feel a little bit more comfortable before you go out in the field and actually present the product. And then lastly, product diversity. We talked about the MedSup, the cancer plan, the hospital indemnity plan. We are always looking at ways to better our product portfolio. As the market grows older and the market changes, we know needs change as well. So we're always looking at new products and ways to create innovative products, not only now but well into the future. So that's just a little bit about Heartland National Life Insurance Company. Here is that 36-state footprint, and again, the hospital indemnity plan is available in all 36 states. So you can see that we're very well represented all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast. I really like this next slide here. It gives a good visual representation of the senior market as our clients age into Medicare, and it gives you a good idea of where the hospital indemnity plan fits in this big picture. So on the left-hand side, you've got your traditional Medicare Part A, Part B, and a prescription drug plan. Any agent that I work with knows that that's not comprehensive coverage for their clients due to the Part A deductible, the Part B co-insurance split, no max out-of-pocket per annual or per year. So there's a lot of risk with just being enrolled into original Medicare. So more often than not, our agents are going to position either the option in the middle or the option on the right. So we'll tackle that optional in the middle right now. That's your traditional Medicare Part A, Part B with the prescription drug plan, and then understanding that there's out-of-pocket costs that original Medicare doesn't cover. Clients or agents will propose to clients to add a Medicare supplement plan to help fill those gaps. So that is a great option for your clients, but not every client can afford that option. And there's other reasons as well that they may not want that option. So on the right-hand side is the other option that we're seeing an uptick in terms of enrollments, and those are Medicare Advantage plans called Part C. It includes your Part A, Part B prescription drug plan, and many times more often than not some extra benefits as well. And a lot of times this plan is a $0 premium. So it's very, very affordable for clients who are on a budget conscious or who are budget conscious, as long as they can understand that they're going to be confined to a network. So another difference between MedSups and Medicare Advantage plans, MedSups may cost you $100 a month, but you've got freedom of choice for any provider that accepts Medicare. Medicare Advantage plans are, although they're really low cost and sometimes $0 premium, they do limit your choice to a network. So there's a lot of differences between those two products right there. And also with Medicare Advantage plans, there's gaps in coverage, just like we were kind of talking about with original Medicare. There's going to be a lot of copays and a max annual out-of-pocket. So just as we add the MedSup to fill the gaps of original Medicare, there's a product that you could add to Medicare Advantage plans to help fill those gaps, and that's the hospital indemnity plan and the purpose of today's conversation. What I really like to do, and I was talking with Luis about this offline, is a lot of agents, again, know they should be presenting this product, know they can earn additional commission from presenting the product, and they can better protect their clients by doing so, but they don't know how to take that first step. So what I want to do now in this part of our presentation is take that concept and put it into action. So what we're going to do is build a Secure Advantage Flex hospital indemnity plan around a Medicare Advantage plan, a 2020 Medicare Advantage plan. So again, taking the concept, put it into action. This is what you guys will do out in the field. The next screen shows a summary of benefits of a Medicare Advantage plan. So you as the agent are sitting down, enrolling your client into this plan, and you're reviewing that summary of benefits with them. As I mentioned on our earlier screen, there are copays and out-of-pocket expenses that your client needs to be aware of. So $0 premium, again, comes with confined network and out-of-pocket costs, unlike that Medicare supplement plan. One of the most expensive parts of a Medicare Advantage plan is when your client's hospitalized, the hospitalization. So we first want to make sure that we cover that, and we can do so with our HIP plan, but let's identify what that cost would be to your client. So third line item down, inpatient hospital care, you've got a copay of $340 for days 1 through 5. So if your client's hospitalized for 5 days, they are responsible for $1,700. So if they're not prepared to write that check or have it in their savings account, that could be certainly a large hit to them in the event of a hospitalization. And again, that's where our HIP plan can come into play and help protect them. You also see on here an ambulance copay of $225, an emergency care copay of $90, outpatient surgery of $340, skilled nursing of $160, and then at the very bottom you see that annual max out-of-pocket of $4,500. So again, we're enrolling them into a $0 premium Medicare Advantage plan, but there are costs that they may have to absorb, so they do need to be aware of that. Can I make sure everyone's on mute, please? I think we're getting a little bit of static here. Thank you.
Yeah, Luis, you may have to mute everybody out.
Yeah, I think that Nick's going to have to do that. I don't know how to get everybody unmuted or muted.
Okay, I think I went ahead and knocked that out. So everybody should be muted at this point. For new agents, though, all those out-of-pocket costs can be maybe a little bit uncomfortable to actually identify and build the plan around. So what I want to do is start simple, keep it simple, and then as you begin to get more familiar with this product, you can add one or multiple of our riders to it. We have 7 riders that you can attach to it, which will go on here soon as well. So what I want to do is now just identify the simple approach. What's your hospitalization exposure? What's your ER copay exposure? What's your ambulance exposure? So I'm not going into outpatient surgery, skilled nursing, any of those other costs. I want to just simplify it for our agents and talk about that hospitalization, our ER benefit, and our ambulance benefit. So how do those copays affect your client if he or she are hospitalized? So we've got an example here. Client experienced an accident or illness, takes the ambulance to the emergency room, and then they're admitted to the hospital for 5 days. Total out-of-pocket cost to your client while they're on that $0 premium plan is $2,015. So again, $0 premium sounds great, but we need to do our job as agents to make sure our clients know the out-of-pocket costs that they're being enrolled into. So what I want to do now is help protect those clients from those exposures on their MAPD plans. And how am I going to do that? I am going to package a Heartland National Hospital Indemnity plan with that Medicare Advantage plan in order to cover those gaps. So what we've done, we've got a 65-year-old here, and we're going to use the 65-year-old rate. We're going to have the base plan at $350 per day to cover that $340 copay. We're going to choose a benefit period of 5 days to cover that 5-day exposure. Our ER benefits is already built into our base plan at $150 per admission, and all we're going to do is add the ambulance rider at $200 per trip. When we package this plan together, you may be thinking, oh, that looks like it's going to be maybe $50 a month or $40 a month, but in reality, the monthly premium for a plan like this is only $31.53 when you're including that household discount. So it's very, very affordable for your clients, especially if you're doing it with a $0 premium Medicare Advantage plan. And especially if your client was just on a group plan and they were paying $300 to $400 a month for their group premium, they're aging into Medicare and you're enrolling them onto a Medicare Advantage plan. Do you think they'll have the extra $31.53 to go ahead and apply to our hospital indemnity plan to protect them in the event of a hospitalization? I certainly do. So with this plan, in that example we looked at on the earlier slide, they're going to get a benefit payment to them for $2,100. So your client's going to have 2 scenarios that are going to happen in the event of that accident or illness. They're going to get an invoice due immediately for $2,015, or again, you're going to be that agent, that hero that helps them get that check for $2,100. And again, this is an indemnity plan, so even though there's that $85 difference, we pay the client exactly what they enrolled into. So they can do whatever they want with that additional $85 that they're getting from their benefit payment from Heartland National Life. I like to break it down just a little bit further now for agents or clients who are still a little bit on the fence and talk about value. So in this example, we paid a $2,100 benefit to your client. You divide that benefit divided by your monthly premium, it's going to give you 66.6 or 66 months. If you turn that into years, it's going to be 5.5 years. And what that is saying is, in the event of that hospitalization and one benefit payment to your client, it would have taken them over 5.5 years to pay more in premium than he or she would receive in benefit from having this plan. The next slide here, The base plan restores every 60 days. So it's not a one and done per year. It's not a one and done forever. There's no lifetime maximum with the plan. It restores every 60 days. So now, 61 days later, your client has something else that happens to them, ambulance to the ER, hospitalization again. We're going to pay that client another $2,100 worth of benefit. So there's a lot of value in this plan, especially if multiple events happen to your client. So in this now, we've got a $4,200 worth of benefits that has been paid out in 1 year. You divide that by your monthly premium, it's going to take your client over 11 years to pay more in premium than he or she would receive in benefit from having this plan. So go ahead and lock that rate in now. This is an issue age-rated product, so if you lock that rate in at 65, that's going to be the rate that you pay for the life of the policy. It does not increase as the policyholder gets older. My next slide here, I want to give you a quick commission example. All of our agents out there know commission is important, so let's take a look at this example here. We've got that 65-year-old. We sold him a 5-day plan at $350 per day. We added that $200 ambulance rider. And what we're going to do now is add a $10,000 lump sum cancer rider. Cancer riders are very important, especially when you're looking at a Medicare Advantage plan, because that's one of the main reasons your client will hit that max out of pocket. So if you've got a $4,500 max out of pocket, you might slap on a $5,000 lump sum cancer rider to protect them. You know as well as I know that cancer treatment can span more than 1 year. So if it's $5,000, if it's $4,500, maybe you're going to bump that $5,000 to $10,000 and sell them that $10,000 cancer rider. So we've done that in this example here. So the daily benefit monthly premium is $31.50. Ambulance rider is $2.40. Cancer rider is $32. Total of $65.90 per month. Let's go ahead and subtract that household discount, and you got a monthly premium of $61.29. And they've got their hospitalization covered and their cancer coverage in the event of something happening to them and them being diagnosed. Annual commission on a very, very minimal contract, this is even lower than our street level contract, is $300 per sale per year. So if you're sitting down and enrolling that Medicare Advantage client and you're getting $510 for that initial enrollment, you slap on one of these hospital indemnity plans, you're going to bring that commission up north of $800. By just taking the extra time to show this to your client, help them understand the importance of it, and then let them make that educated decision on whether they want to have that additional coverage or not. So just presenting it is going to give you that opportunity. If you sell as little as 2 of these per week, you're going to increase your bottom line per year by $30,000. So as little as 2 sales per week having this plan, and all you're doing is providing that your client with some additional information to help them make that educated decision, you could increase your bottom line by over $30,000 per year. Now we're going to take the remainder of our time here, I know we're cutting it close, and review the benefits. Take a deep dive into those benefits. We will have a follow-up call next Tuesday with Bill Ellsworth. Bill has been an insurance vet for 37 years, and he's going to go over tips on how to actually present the product. So be aware of that for next Tuesday's call. Bill will be on the line, and he'll be able to show you guys some points on how to present the product. So the rest of today's presentation, we'll just take a dive into the benefits. So our base plan, again, this product is structured like a cafeteria-style plan. Choose your base plan, and then you could add up to 7 riders to it. We've got a daily benefit amount of $100 to $600 per day in $50 increments. So again, that's where that $350 benefit came from earlier in our presentation. We've got benefit periods of 3 to 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, or 31 days. So very flexible in terms of that benefit duration. So if you've got someone on a Medicare Advantage plan that has a $250 copay for 6 days, you can match it exactly. If it's a $400 copay for 3 days, you can match it exactly. So giving our agents and clients a lot of flexibility when building that base plan around that hospitalization copay for those Medicare Advantage plans. We've got the observation benefit built into it as well at 100% of the confinement amount above, up to 3 days per calendar year. And then the ER benefit is also built into the base plan at $150 per admission, and that's up to 4 visits per calendar year. What's different about our ER benefit than any of the competitors out there is it's not contingent on a hospital admission. So a good example of that would be you've got a client who believes they're having a heart attack. They take the ambulance to the emergency room. They're stabilized. It was a panic attack or an anxiety attack, and they're sent home. They file that claim with Heartland National Life. We're going to pay that claim all day long. They file that claim with our competitors because they weren't actually admitted to the hospital after that ER visit, that claim is going to be denied. So knowing that this is a highly utilized benefit, it was important to us to not have that contingency on that benefit, and I think it's going to be important to our agents out there in the field as well. We don't want clients calling them back for denied ER benefits due to that contingency there. And then lastly here, the 60-day restoration period, again, like I talked about when we were looking over the value play of this plan, is the benefits restore every 60 days. So if we pay that $2,100 worth of benefits 61 days later, we may pay it again due to the event of an injury or sickness in your client being hospitalized. Base plan highlights, guarantee issue period 64.5 to 65.5. The only rider that is not GI during that time frame is the lump sum cancer rider. All the other 6 riders are guaranteed issue during that age range as well. And that's not built off of Medicare GI rules, Plan B effective dates. That is strictly enforced between 64.5 and 65.5 the ages. This product is issue ages 18 to 85. We've got a household discount of 7%. Unisex rates, again, it's an issue age rated product. The rates don't increase as the policyholder gets older. And then we don't discriminate tobacco versus non-tobacco, or neither do we have a height or weight chart. It is a simplified issue plan, so as long as your client answers no to those medical questions, we're going to issue that policy. But we do have a 6-month pre-existing condition clause in the plan, which you'll find out there with all of the competitor plans as well. We do have a dual application available. There is a one-time $25 application fee, so that dual application does come in handy if you're enrolling a husband and wife at the same time. On the same application, you'll only have to collect one $25 application fee. The last thing I wanted our agents to do was have to collect $25 from the husband and $25 from the wife in order to apply for this coverage, so we kind of met in the middle with a dual application. And then, of course, we've got 7 different riders that are available. So we're going to take a dive into those riders right now. Lump sum cancer benefit rider, you saw earlier in our commission example, we added $10,000 of lump sum cancer coverage. You can actually add anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000 worth of coverage in $1,000 increments. We also have a cancer in situ benefit that pays 25% of whatever that principal amount that may have been selected. And we've got a skin cancer benefit that pays 5% of that principal amount as well. And what's also important is we have a recurrence benefit already built into that rider, which I'll talk about on our next slide here in just a moment. We've got a lump sum hospital confinement benefit rider. This is just a lump sum payment in addition to that base plan. So you can select anywhere from $500 to $2,500 worth of that lump sum rider, and it's payable twice per year. And basically, if you had that $2,000 lump sum hospital rider with a $500 daily plan for 3 days, you're hospitalized for 1 day, you're going to get $500 from the base plan, $2,000 from having this lump sum hospital confinement rider, so a total benefit payment to your client of $2,500. And obviously, we know that under 65 market, there's been a shift to high deductible health insurance plans and plans that leave your clients exposed for a lot of gaps in coverage. So this rider here can certainly play in that younger demographic. The next 2, outpatient surgery benefit rider, $100 to $1,000. Skilled nursing facility benefit rider, $150 or $200 per day for days 21 through 100. So again, 2 riders built for our plan that can help cover those out-of-pocket costs to your clients on a Medicare Advantage plan. The next screen here talks about that recurrence benefit. So essentially what that means is when your client takes out that cancer rider, maybe it's $10,000 worth of coverage, they get diagnosed with internal cancer, we send them a check for $10,000. They go through a period of treatment. Your client's now in remission, no longer being treated for cancer. That benefit starts to restore and build back up again. So after year 1 of being cancer-free, restores to 10%. Year 2, 25%. And then after 5 years of being cancer-free, it's restored to 100%. And that $10,000 benefit is again payable for your client. So really, really important, as you begin to present this product, to understand that recurrence benefit, because there's a lot of value for having that on the cancer rider. Last 3 riders we're going to talk about. Ambulance benefit rider. Again, I would probably add this on every plan even before you go into that presentation. $2.40 to add the ambulance rider, $200 per trip, 3 per calendar year. And again, that's not contingent on hospital admission. We also have a wellness benefit rider that you can attach to the plan, which Heartland National will pay a $25 benefit per health screening test and up to 4 per calendar year. You can see a list of those tests on the right-hand side here. Anything from an annual physical, colonoscopy, pap smear, vision exam, hearing exam, mammogram. So a ton of different wellness tests that your client can get a benefit payment for if you add that rider to your plan. And then the last rider is our dental vision hearing rider. You can select either $1,000 per calendar year or $1,500 worth of benefit per calendar year. There is a $100 deductible, but I did not want our preventative services to be subject to that deductible, so we added a 3-month wait on preventative for that dental cleaning, vision exam, or hearing exam, which will pay that benefit, not subject to the deductible. The last thing I wanted to have happen was your client take this rider out, go in for a dental cleaning, submit that invoice to us, and it all gets absorbed by that $100 deductible. So it was really important to make those preventative services not subject to that deductible. After 6 months, your client can go in for fillings, root canal treatment, eyeglasses, contact lens, hearing aids, any supplies and repairs associated with those hearing aids. Be aware there is a $200 max for the prescription eyewear or hearing aid per calendar year. And then after that 6-month period of time, our plan will pay for more of the major services, bridges, crowns, dentures, and extractions. So 3-month wait for preventative, 6-month for basic, 12-month for major. And then you may be asking, well, how much are you paying of those costs? We're paying 60% year 1, 70% year 2, and 80% years 3 and beyond. And this is a really important slide here because we are paying off of actual charges, not usual, customary, and reasonable, which every other carrier out there does pay off of that UCR schedule. So there'll be no confusion. If your client gets a bill for $100, we're going to pay 60% of that $100 year 1, 80% year 3. And then again, that 80% actually does apply to major services as well. So the longer your client has that rider in force, the more generous the benefits get. And again, capping out at 80% for major services is somewhat unique as well. A lot of times you'll see carriers only pay 60%, 50% for those major services. Next screens here, I won't take much time on, just a copy of our paper application. Again, I'd advise everyone to use our quoting tool and e-application. It is just really smooth and seamless, but it's structured relatively similar. Applicant 1 information, applicant 2, other coverage and replacement. You can see our underwriting questions on the next screen. That's also something very important to make sure you understand. Go out, log into your agent portal, run those quotes, but then also download the application. Make sure you're going over those underwriting questions. That way you're prepared to ask them when you're meeting with your client, unless, of course, they're within that guarantee issue period. Next slide here, you can see the benefit selection section. How much do you want to be covered per day? How many days? Then you've got your 7 riders, your household discount, and then premium payment and administration section. Right now, you can write these plans 60 days out. So if you're enrolling a client for a March 1st date, you can certainly do that, or even an April 1st date at this point. So 60 days out, you can write the plan. Next, the only other thing I wanted to mention in regards to these slides is your outline of coverage is appended to the back of your app packet. It does a nice job summarizing the different benefits of the plan. So if you've got any questions, feel free to flip back to the back part of your app packet and review it. Review that OLC, and maybe you'll find the answer you're looking for. It is also something that needs to be downloaded when you're using the e-application, so you can actually find that OLC on the e-app as well. So we're going to get close to wrapping it up today, but why is this product important for consumers and agents? Well, for consumers specifically, as you guys could see from our presentation, it fits like a glove around out-of-pocket costs associated with Medicare Advantage plans. So this product is a home run in the Medicare Advantage market. As I mentioned with the lump sum hospital confinement rider, this plan could also play in that under 65 market with that issue age going down to 18. And then lastly, for clients who are just looking for additional coverage, but it really goes back on you as the agent to know what coverage your client has existing, and then also know how you can position this product to help fill the gaps of their existing coverage. Why should you offer the plan? Well, we checked out that commission example. You can obviously earn over $30,000 additional per year for just offering this plan to your clients. So it's an opportunity for you to earn new income on something that you're already doing. You've already established the trust and relationship with that client. You're enrolling them into the Medicare Advantage plan. This is an opportunity for you to present that product to them as well and help them give them that more well-rounded coverage. And then again, it's affordable for your clients. We saw that low $30 premium. We pay competitive commissions. We pay them quickly again with that expedited commission payment process. And again, during AEP, while you're enrolling all these clients on their MAPD plans, you're waiting to get paid until after the effective date. So this is a great product to help subsidize that income for you during AEP. And that is the end of our presentation here this morning. I will mention just quickly again, the website that you need to go to for your agent portal is www.heartlandagent.com. And that's where you're going to be able to download any of the applications, brochures, order brochures. That will be where you find your commission statements. You can look up policy holder information on that website, and as well find our quoting tool and e-application. So Luis, I'm going to go ahead and unmute now. That's what, and just in case any questions came in, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute now. Luis,
Okay,
can you hear me?
Here. So I would
Okay,
say
great.
one question that I had from an agent is, and I explained it to him, the actual quote process and the application process is seamless on the website. And when I knock it out, I can do everything in less than 5 minutes. So it's not something that's going to add another 30, 45 minutes to your presentation, but it goes seamless with your Medicare Advantage presentation. And so can you go on here, and we still have a little time. Those that need to get off can get off, so I'm not that big of a rush. But can you go onto the website and show them just how to run a quick quote, and then from there how easy we can transition to the app? Because guys, I will tell you, I quote the 3 coverages, and then I add $10,000 of cancer, and within a second, I mean, once you log in and look how quick, how easy it is. Once you're in, it is super easy to quote and issue a policy.
Can you see my screen okay, Luis?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so again, at the top, ladies and gentlemen, heartlandagent.com is where you're going to go. Your username is going to be your writing number. Your password will be unique to yourself. I'm going to log in here. This is my admin access, but I'll click on my writing number. And now this is the agent portal. This will be what you guys see when you log in. Good morning, Nick, across the top here. I can search last name or policy numbers. I could also log in to see what my commissions are, any pending applications or pending lapses. That way you can conserve business. Across the top here, you've got a bunch of different options, supplies, underwriting guides. Support tab's going to be one that you want to reference often, because that's where our SecureFlex e-application is. So again, this is how you quote and enroll the product in our agent portal. I'm going to click on that SecureFlex e-app, and then it pulls up our quoting tool. And as Luis mentioned, it's very easy to use, and it actually gives you a lot of flexibility to help design the product and tailor it to that individual need of your client. So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's certainly more of a what's important to your client, and then you being able to design a plan around what's important to them. So I'll go ahead and enter my information. We'll do $350 per day, 5 days. We'll choose Missouri, that's where I'm at. Apply the household discount, run quote, and then it pulls up that quote. So you can see we don't ask for a bunch of information. There's not a bunch of widgets on the screen. I mean, you just enter that in there, and then it goes ahead and moves on to the next screen and shows you the different riders that you can add to it. So again, we've got a 65-year-old, $350 base plan, 5 days payable, $31.53. The top right gives you that subtotal, subtracts the household discount, and then you're at $29.29. So you can plug and play with this. So maybe they say, well, you know, I've got additional costs that I'd have to absorb outside of just that copay if I'm hospitalized. So let's take that $350 and add it to $400 per day. So then the amounts change again. And then maybe they say, well, I actually want a little bit more exposure. Maybe I've got a 5-day copay, but I want to take it for 10 just in case, you know, something happens to me, I'm hospitalized for 10 days. So we went ahead and changed that. So again, flexibility, plug and play with the benefits to hit the price point that your client's comfortable with, as well as the benefits. Then that lump sum cancer rider, add $10,000 worth of coverage there, add the ambulance rider, and so you're at $75.14 when you've structured it this way. I'll return it back to what we had done in most of our previous examples, and then you see that $61.29 that we showed from our commissionable premium example. You can obviously add skilled nursing if you would like. You can add outpatient surgery if you'd like, and then your dental, vision, hearing riders down here as well. Once you've selected all the benefits that you want, you just move down here, hit apply now, and it walks you right into the application. It already knows that my clients with between 64.5 and 65.5, so I've just got to come down here and answer my cancer questions, save and continue. And then it moves into the demographic information section. Demographic, other coverage and information, household discount, you can reconfirm those benefits at that point. premium payment administration. The next three are all pretty general, and then it goes to our signature option. So we use DocuSign as our signature vendor. So if you are in the home with your client, you can just click on DocuSign in person. When you get to that screen, it'll pull up an iframe, and your client will be able to accept the terms and conditions right there and actually sign the document through our e-application process right then and there. Maybe you've got someone who you presented this product to, they declined it at first, and then call you back a week later and say, hey, you know what, I really should take that coverage out. You can actually enroll them over the phone and then use our DocuSign via email and send them an email in order to capture that signature. So that is really how easy that process is. And again, once you've gone through it, just a couple of times, you can pretty much complete that application in just about 10 minutes, as Luis had mentioned.
Now, one thing I want to point out is, guys, it's a matter, and he went through it, and I saw it there at the bottom of one of his screens. It's just a matter of asking. If McDonald's can teach us teenagers to say, hey, do you want fries with that, or do you want to upsize your drink? Why isn't it us as professionals can't do it? And so I would make it a habit. Every time you present an MAPD plan, have this brochure, and you can order them on this same site. Have the brochure, run the quotes, have it ready, and just ask them. Now, for me, I'm a 50-50 hit. I mean, it is I did one yesterday, and I just presented it to the guy, and I was like, do you want it? And he's like, yeah. And then he saw it on my screen as I was quoting it on my iPad, and honestly, and I screwed up. I didn't include cancer. And he's like, hey, I'm losing my cancer plan at work. Can you add the cancer to it? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Click on the cancer. It was a piece of cake. So again, point being, you should just offer it on every appointment that you're on, and you'll start writing business and start making some upfront money, and some serious upfront money.
You're right, Luis. If anybody's on the fence out there, we've got that declination of coverage letter that you guys can get from Luis or myself. Basically, it's just showing, after considering the presentation of the hospital indemnity plan and careful assessment of my insurance needs, I'm electing not to apply for this coverage at this time. Your client signs it and dates it. So if you're kind of uncomfortable with presenting it, just bring this out, present it, and say, hey, I need you to sign off on this as well. And that can get you making sure that you're pitching the product during those appointments. But that's all I've got, Luis. Anybody else have anything they want to mention or comment on?
Yes, please feel free to ask any questions. We've got them on the line.
Yeah, I just want to agree with you on that. It's just like we've been talking about lately, Luis, about the guys that work at all these fast food restaurants. Ask every time you go through the drive-through or wherever. They always ask for the upsize. Do you want to upsize that or supersize it? It's the same concept. It works. Just asking that simple question 10 times, you're going to get some that will want to hear about it and will buy it.
Yep, yeah, I agree with you, Matt. We just got to put it out there. So if you don't have your contract yet, guys, email Matt. He'll send you the link to get contracted. Pretty simple. Once you complete their app, and I tell you, it's going to take you just a couple of minutes. Only thing you got to send to them is I think it's just a copy of your voided check, which you definitely want to do. If you got a problem with it, I'll send mine, because that's where they're going to deposit the commissions. Okay, so just send them a copy of a voided check. You get appointed immediately, and then you're ready to rock and roll. So guys, I hope you got something out of this. We are going to record it. It is recorded. We're going to send it out there to everybody that's part of our team. And Nick, I appreciate your time this morning, man. Thank you for giving us some info here.
You bet, Luis. And again, just as a reminder, Bill Ellsworth, our Chief Operating Officer, he's been an insurance agent for 37 years. He'll be on the weekly sales call next Tuesday, and following that up at, I believe, about 9:15 with a webinar on how to present the product. So today, we kind of took the concept, put it into action, went over the benefits. Bill's going to give you some ideas on how you can pitch this product and close two out of every three sales when you present it. So I just wanted to throw that last reminder out there. But thank you all again for having me on the call. I hope to be speaking with you guys soon. Thanks, Luis. Thanks, Matt.
We're going to email you.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you in San Antonio. All right, buddy.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
And Nick, I'll shoot you an email with the conference call information so you can get that to Bill.
Sounds great. All right,
Okay.
everybody, have a happy Friday and a great weekend.
You too, man. Thank you.
Bye-bye.